everyone and welcome back to ChestMonkey Reloaded. ShadowChimp here, and it would seem we've had another book delivered to our door. Let's see what this one says. Ah yes, slimes. I was just dreaming about those. Today I want to build an old school slime farm, but as always on this channel, nothing is ever straightforward. Before we can build the farm, we need to locate a slime chunk, and to do that, we'll need to craft a slime chunk finder apparently, a device of immense power and questionable accuracy. So how do we do that then? To forge this ancient instrument, gather the following. Purple crystals harvested from the mines of Kazad'Drun. Well, that seems simple enough. Closest thing I can think of is these amethyst crystals. They should do the job. Right, what's next? The next ingredient requires water filtered through an elven waterfall. The nearest one is in Luminthelas, the elven capital in the northwest of the valley. Unfortunately, Luminthelas is still under construction. This waterfall, however, is fully operational, and unless the elves file a formal complaint, this should work just fine. There we are, finest elven waterfall water in the valley. That should do the trick, don't you think? Right then, what's next? Honey dipped in morning dew. I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Well, I've been meaning to get into beekeeping, and there's a hive near the lumberyard just outside the valley. Let's grab that, take it to the windmill, and borrow some honey. Ow! I appear to have misunderstood the borrowing process. Still, we got what we came for. Now we just need some morning dew. I have no idea how to collect morning dew. One more ingredient, a moon-blessed compass. This is getting ridiculous. Let's go and see what the researchers of Ravenscrest have to offer. Right, it's midnight. Don't feed your mogwais, and apparently I need to buy a compass. What's next? Only when these sacred components are united within an ancient dwarven mechanism may the slime chunk finder be born. Great. Looks like ShadowChimp here is building an ancient dwarven mechanism. Settle in, relax, it's time to build. With the device powered up and working, the only thing left was to add the sacred ingredients. Chunk base, idiot. Ah, of course. Rude, but fair. With the slime chunk finder's wise words echoing through my tiny brain, I consulted the mystical archives of Chunkbase, and was led directly to a certified slime chunk, or so I hoped. Because as I carved out a 16 by 16 hole, doubt began to creep in. What if the machine was wrong? What if the ancient dwarfs had no idea what they were doing? What if I had just spent the entire day building an elaborate machine whose sole purpose was to tell me something completely false? The hole got deeper, still no slimes. The hole got wider, still no slimes. At this point I was beginning to suspect the slime chunk finder might actually be a practical joke. And then, a slime. A green, smelly, sticky slime in all its slimy glory. It turns out the machine worked after all. Better yet, it hadn't led us to a slime chunk, it had led us to 5 of them. So I began digging like a chimp possessed. 1 chunk became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 4, and before long I had uncovered all 5 chunks. Then the real digging began. 1 layer became 2, 2 became 3, and slowly a giant pit began to take shape within the veins of the valley. At this point the only thing left to do was add some automation, so I placed a few iron golems in strategic locations to lure the slimes towards the killing pit. That was the plan at least. Some of the slimes seemed determined to ignore them completely, so I adjusted their positions. Did it make a difference? Who knows? At this point I was making it up as I went along. Eventually, I'd had enough. It was time to do what all Minecraft professionals do. Stand around doing absolutely nothing for an hour and call it progress. Right, 1 hour complete. Let's go and see the results. Absolutely rubbish. The Ancient Dwarves would be ashamed. Still, we have more slimes than we started the episode with, and that's the important thing. If you spotted something I've done wrong or have any suggestions on how to improve this monstrosity, let me know in the comments below. Next episode I'll be tackling a couple of new projects around the valley, so if you'd like to see that, please consider subscribing. For now, I hope you have enjoyed this chapter of ChestMonkey Reloaded. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye everyone.